as someone who works with parliaments around the world, what do we learn about how these battle lines have been drawn? And how do we use that knowledge in order to try to build and improve relationships and improve public opinion?
Well, thank you very much, Alex. And first of all, I'd like to thank Yudi Katsever and Nadi Matar. Really an example of what two women of courage and conviction with God on their side can do over the last amazing role models. I've known Nadia for 28 years, and it makes me feel very old. So, look, the ferocity of the attack, the genocide, the murder, the rape, has really caused a situation where there is a line. Okay, everyone knows now who are the good guys and who are the bad guys just from where even their rhetoric comes to. So, for example, the UN Secretary General is a bad guy. He's okay with the murder of babies and the rape of women. The evil man. Everyone knows it. Anyone who wants to be honest about it. The president of Brazil, bad guy. He's okay with slaughter of people and the killing of families and burning them alive. President of Argentina, good guy. He's against it. And so you can tell who's good and who's bad for the first time in a very long time. Because for a long time, we saw that people were giving a lot of lip service, but they weren't really standing with Israel. But the truth is that the most important thing now, when it comes to international support, is Christian support for Israel.
Right. You told me, I just want to focus here for a second, because you told me that those that support Israel have one thing in common, and those that don't support Israel have another thing in common. What is that?
Yeah, well, you can look at it. What I call faith-based diplomacy. It's when people take their biblical support and turn it into real political action. Today is the most important weapon we have in our diplomatic arsenal. It's the reason we have embassies in Jerusalem. It's the reason we have anti-BDS legislation that stops financial BDS. It's even the reason we have observer status in the African Union. It's because Christians have gotten involved in this campaign to stand with Israel because they believe it's the right thing to do. And just take, and we talked about this briefly, take the two past administrations. You have the Trump administration and you have the Biden administration. Well, what's the big difference between the Biden and the Trump administration? It's the people in the administration. Mike Pence is a Bible-believing Christian who loves Israel. In fact, if he talks about Jerusalem, he starts tearing up. Mike Pompeo, Bible-believing Christian, loves Israel. Ron DeSantis, Bible-believing Christian, loves Israel. Nikki Haley, the base of the Republican Party are these Christians who stand with Israel. And when you look at the other administration, who's in the administration? Atheists, people who are godless, people who don't really care about, these type of things, or people who are anti-Jewish or anti-Christian. So what we're doing is we're duplicating that in countries around the world. We have 53 Israel Allies caucuses in countries around the world, and we're mobilizing them to build incredible political support for Israel. And I'll just give you an example from today. I don't know if you saw this farce of a trial. I don't even know why we're there, but there's this farce of the trial in The Hague. 5,000 Christians with Israeli flags marched in front of there. And so what was mentioned before is it would be great if we were strong and our leaders were strong and we just make the decisions for ourselves. But for too many years, our leaders have been hiding behind international support. They say, look, I would love to annex Judea and Samaria. Didn't Bibi say that during the Trump administration? If only I could, but I'm sorry, they won't let us do it. There's too much pressure, we can't do it. Well, let's use that pressure against them. We can build millions of people to understand the issues, to understand people who understand what is Hebron, what is Shiloh, what is Beit El, to say we need to save these places and we need to defend it. And that's what we're doing. And I think it's important that everyone reaches out to the international community and understand that this conflict is a religious conflict. It's not a political conflict. It has nothing to do with land. It has nothing to do for land and peace. Is the Quran right or is the Tanakh right? And that's why we see atheists and extreme liberals on the actual side of radical Islam. They have nothing in common other than their hatred of the Tanakh and the Jewish people. That's the only thing that unites them. But we also see on the other side Jews and Christians who do believe in the Bible who are standing together, and I think it's a very important development in the 21st century.